Hello, here we are with Healing You with Gloria Liebecker, and I'm Gloria's co-host, Gail Donahue. And we were having such an interesting conversation, and we're talking about, our experiences in terms of when we get pulled into the old patterns and how yucky that can feel. And I just really wanted to name how, speaking for myself, that I can get into that depth of feeling this is never going to end. And, you mentioned how, some people can give up at that point, which, yes, it's understandable because it does get to be tough when we're starting to see these patterns. And once we start to see them, we start to see more of them.
Right. Yes.
Phrase that you mentioned, which I think would be great to focus on today, is we don't have to choose suffering, although it can feel like that's the only option. So can you speak about
Yeah.
that?
Well, yes. And I want to hold this with a lot of gentleness
Mm,
because when we have an experience, it's our experience, and so even though when we have a trauma reaction or the pattern of the past is re-stimulated, it actually does feel as if it's happening all again right here, right now, because neurologically, our limbic system and the brain in the palm of the hand, our amygdala, it keeps all of those memories intact, and the body remembers, even if we've shut it out. The body's survival is to shut it out so we don't remember, but it's still there and it can get activated depending on your situation or your environment. And so
mm,
as you begin this journey of the growth and development of the neural pathways between your middle prefrontal cortex and your limbic system, that building that highway, you start to make connections to where all of a sudden you have access to things you didn't have access before. And that can feel like you're falling into this big soup that's just not a very pleasant tasting one at all. And it can get fiery hot and really uncomfortable. And that's, again, a reason why you and I share this space and create a container to welcome people into a new paradigm of belief, of recognition. And so to know you're not alone and you're not lost in it. Because when that
yeah,
first comes up, we could even speak to what's it like when that first comes up? What is it you've noticed?
yeah, yeah. Thanks for asking about that. Like, yes, you're describing my journey as well. But and I wanted to mention, just emphasize more that it's so important that the container, when we're looking at this, is safe
Yeah.
and gentle and warm. And that's what we really focus on with the work that we're doing in
Yeah.
this program, because that's so important, because that gives you the accompaniment and the safety to stay so that you can look at the different choice you can make.
Yeah. And really slowing it down, because in the moment when that comes over all of your senses, it's like this bubble comes down over all your senses. And you need to have accompaniment right there that doesn't make you wrong, that doesn't judge you, that go like, well, no wonder this is happening. That makes complete sense. And to be
Mm,
able to have that experience of, because most of us have sat in that container believing we were invisible and that nobody had better see us because we were just consumed with shame because we
yeah.
believe we're not enough, or we're bad, or we're wrong. For me, I was always just dumber than a box of rocks. I can remember that saying being said. It's like, it's not true, but yes, I was very conditioned that way. So
Yeah.
I get it. And we need to be able to be accompanied by someone that can get it and can
Hmm.
help us, can sit with us there as long as we need to, but to begin to recognize this is not who I really am. That's the big aha that happens as you begin to navigate this journey and you take your power back.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for touching on this a bit more, and how important it is that we have accompaniment, that we aren't alone when we're in those places that can feel yucky. And
Yeah.
unpleasant, and we just want to crawl away and just get numb.
Right. Well, I want to encourage all of our listeners and you and I as well, that as you all continue to shine the bright light that your soul intended for you, you then actually get to inspire others to embark on their own path of healing and empowerment. So embrace your journey, because you are a light that guides others out of that darkness.
Yeah. Well said. Thank you so much, Gloria.
Yeah, thank you.